How's it going, everybody? I got a weird thing to talk about just because I find it very fascinating how people get so happy, you know, and just want to hit that lotto with, you know, companies, especially big companies that might have money, might pay you out, settle, I should say. Yeah, they might settle with you so you get some money, even if it's not like the amount you're that makes the headlines, multi-millions. It's we're gonna settle for 500,000 or $1 million or whatever. Just go away. Well, there was this Detroit rapper, Dank Demoss, and she's 500 plus pounds, and a Lyft driver couldn't fit her in the vehicles. Now she claims she's been in that type of vehicles before, but I mean this photo over here clearly shows she's getting out of a big like Escalade suburban type vehicle, and that looks like she barely fits in that vehicle. Now Michigan has some weird law that you can't weight a protected class. Well, if you don't physically fit in the vehicle, how is that a protected class? A Lyft driver rolls up. Now, if the Lyft driver really did say he was worried about the tires and stuff, and that is stuff people worry about their cars. I'd be more worried about the suspension, but the tires, probably should have went that way, right? The Lyft driver, couple options, rolled up, was like, nah, she ain't gonna fit in, just cancel and leave, right? Leave, cancel, however he wants to play that out. Don't even talk to her. Or if you're gonna talk to her, would the seatbelt fit her? Because you have to be buckled. If you can't be buckled, then it's a safety issue. Your weight becomes a safety issue, and that's all that needed to be said. It's a safety issue. It's a safety issue. And just stress that, and then there's not much she could say, right? I think she was kind of waiting for that opportunity where somebody would show up and be like, hey, then this is just my opinion now. I mean, I wasn't there, you weren't there. We don't know what the driver really said. We're just going by what she's claiming. Miss Dank Demoss, her rapper name, her real name's like Deju Blanding or something like that. I don't know. It's public information because she put herself out there, so it's not like I'm doxing her or anything. That's her name, and she's a rapper. I don't know if she's good or anything, but her rapper name is Dank Demoss. And this happened in Detroit, Michigan. I think, again, my opinion, I think she was just waiting for that lotto ticket so she could sue because of her weight, which now people will argue is that her problem or genetics or, it can be a multitude of things, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be just because she eats too much. It can be, she likes food and she has a genetic disposition to put on weight. I'm a little chubby nowadays too. When I see myself in other people's photos of riding, I'm like, ooh, like where did that belly come from? Because I don't feel like I'm there, but when I see myself, I'm like, oh my God. So it's not like I'm nice and fit myself. And if somebody is that big and you're a Lyft driver, you probably should just cancel the ride, not even engage, because that's what they want you to do because they're looking for a lawsuit. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's totally ridiculous. And of course, there's always attorneys that are going to, latch onto these cases and like sue. Really what they're going to do is settle. That's what they're really going to do. There's never going to be a lawsuit, a real lawsuit where they go to trial. There's going to be no trial. It's going to be settled. Lyft is going to settle it. So this gal, because Lyft's a pretty liberal company, is going to settle. Because there's no money at going after the driver, because the driver, if you're working for Lyft to make some extra money or if that's your primary job, you probably, no offense to Lyft and Uber drivers, but you're probably not making a shitload of money. You're not in the six-figure job arena or high six figures. There's no money to go after you. Because you probably don't really have assets either. You're living in an apartment, you're paying, an automotive bill, It's not, you don't even own the vehicle, so you have no real assets to go after. So she can't go after the driver. She's going to go after Lyft because they hired that driver. So that driver's no longer working for Lyft, which he probably needs the money. So shame on her. You know, it's just my belief that she's probably got turned down before, and either her or her friends or somebody was like, you know, that's a good lawsuit. You're right. And sadly, this day and age, that's what people do. And then they sue. And to hit that lotto, you know, because you have better odds of settling and making some money. Now, you're probably not going to become rich off it, but it could be a pretty game changer as far as giving you legs up on your life to continue on to make more money, right? Let's say at the end of the day, she gets $300,000 in her bank account. Well, she lives in Detroit. I bet that's more than she's ever made in her life. You know, she might claim to be some big time rapper or up and coming rapper. You know, they like to put on a good show a lot of times. It doesn't mean they have a lot of money. And, you know, and maybe that will help her become a better rapper, you know, because she'll have that money to spend to invest into becoming a better rapper. I don't know. But, you know, $300,000 isn't hitting like multi-millions. You know, you can't retire on $300,000. You're going to, yeah, that gives you a leg up in life. You know, she could probably go buy a house, a better house or something, or pay off any bills. Yeah, you know, it is life changing in a way, but it's not life altering, I guess I would say. But to me, I think that's all she was doing, was looking for that lawsuit for a settlement. And that's all the lawyers are caring about too, because obviously they're going to make a percentage, probably 30%, I would guess, off this, maybe even more, 40%, because, you know, those attorneys came to her probably and latched on and said, yep, I'm going to be your attorney, pro bono. You don't have to pay anything unless we win. And this is going to be a slam dunk settlement because they're never going to trial. And yeah, we'll take our easy cut. And so if she got $1 million, you know, if they take 40, even 50%, and, you know, they get 500,000 that they made doing nothing really, and she gets 500,000, you know, I think that's all these type of cases are. Now, okay, so as a business owner, as a Lyft driver, so if you pulled up to somebody and they're too big to fit in your vehicle, cancel the ride, don't talk to them. Or if you're going to talk to them, don't mention tires, mention safety issue. A, are you going to fit in the back? Will seatbelt fit on you? My car, my rules. I want you to be safe just in case an accident happens. And maybe you should have ordered a bigger vehicle to accommodate your issue in life, because really it's a you issue, shouldn't be a my issue. And by the looks of the vehicle, just because we just see the door, that's a smaller vehicle. That's not like the other picture I saw of her getting out of like an Escalade. You know, she really needed a bigger vehicle. She claims she's been in smaller vehicles. Yeah, she probably has, because, you know, you're growing up, you're living in Detroit, probably lower class area. Yeah, a lot of people are just going to be driving like econo cars, like Civics and stuff, and you're going to force yourself in, but you're probably not using a seatbelt. I mean, those seatbelts don't go that big, so I really don't know what she was going to do as far as that. But as a driver, you just can't put yourself out there like that. You got to think of these situations and what are you going to say or do. Like I said, best would have been to pull up and like, nope, not going to work, left and canceled. Then nothing was said, and maybe you got dinged as a driver or something, but you could be like, sorry, you know, my wife called and I had to go get some, you know, like they couldn't tie anything together. So don't let people try to tie something together. It's always like, you know, the cake bakers that said they're not going to bake a cake because the gay guys. Why would you even say that? You just, we're booked up, man. We're just booked up. Why would you open yourself up to the real reason why you probably don't want to do, because it goes against your beliefs? Why would you do that? Personally, I don't care. I don't care about any of this as far as a business owner, because I want your money, right? Come on in. I don't care. I'll try to accommodate. Yeah, probably if I was a Lyft driver, I would have probably just tried to accommodate her, because I could smell what was going to happen. Otherwise, you just put her in, roll the dice, deliver her, and then be like, what do I do next time to not have that occur, and then think it through after that. Like, what do I want to do? So anyways, I just think this is ridiculous that this Detroit rapper, of course, that no one's ever heard of, Dank Demoss, is going to probably get a settlement from Lyft. And that poor driver is probably out of a job. Why? Because, well, Lyft is going to have to pay a bunch of money, and obviously they're not going to keep him on. So, oh man, the world we live in nowadays, where people are just looking for a settlement. It's sad, man. It's really, really sad. Anyway, you all take care, stay well, stay safe. Until the next one. Bye.